will he qualify and make it to Vegas this year? That would be probably one of the biggest comeback stories in our entire industry. Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. News about Calum Von Moger. We haven't heard from him in quite some time. He put a post up on his Instagram, very popular Instagram by that measure, and he says he's back. We love a great comeback, right? I think a lot of social media people like to see their people they follow rise, and then they like to see them fall. But everyone loves a great comeback, and Calum's a great guy. I'm really glad that he's back in the saddle. He's training again. He's looking bigger than I've seen him in a long time. We'll put the video up there so you can see what I'm talking about. And I have to assume I'm coming back, or I'm back means that he's going to compete again, which is great. This guy has gone through more drama in his life, in his very young life, than most people go in their whole entire life. And thank God he's still with us, and he's in a good place mentally and physically at this point. I was just watching an interview that he did about 3 months ago on a radio show, podcast, and he was talking about, all the stuff he had gone through, the bicep tear when he was doing those tandem bicep curls with Chris Bumstead. Then 6 weeks after that, when he was just recovering, he had that crazy stunt where he was kind of trying to rappel down a cliff in Sydney, Australia, with some of his military buddies, and he retore the bicep and tore his quad, which was a major thing to come back from. Then he actually came back from that and competed, got his pro card in Classic Physique. He looked really good for that show. We chronicled that. Then after that, I think that might have been when COVID kind of hit, and then he had that crazy incident with I don't know what kind of drugs he was on or alcohol, and he crashed through that second-story window and fell to the ground, and luckily, miraculously survived. He did his stint in rehab and overcame that, and then he lost his brother, who also had been suffering from bipolar and some substance abuse. And that was a real blow to him. And, that was a lot. I think a lot of people thought that Calum wasn't going to recover from that mentally, but he did, because he's strong-minded. He has a great will to succeed. He's obviously supposed to be here because he's gone through a lot of terrible things and he's overcome them. And like he says, I'm back. Him and Arnold, I'm back. So great news on the Calum Von Moger front. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do, where he's going to make his Classic Physique pro debut. I'm sure whatever show that's going to be is going to draw a lot of attention to that. Right now, I think he's still putting his size back on. He like I said, he looks pretty big to me. We know he's got a good structure. Obviously, anyone who could turn pro in Classic Physique has a good structure, and he has one of the biggest social media followings out there. So I really, really hope that he's got everything in order now. He's exercised all the demons out of himself. He's seeked the help he needed to get his mind in the right place, because bodybuilding is a very mental game. We know that. And if you want to be the best at what you do, you have to be in the right mental space. I'd love to see Calum acting some more. Maybe that's in his future as well. But it looks like he's right now trying to come back to a bodybuilding Classic Physique stage. And I think that the fans are going to go crazy once we start seeing him get into contest conditioning. And I hope he continues to put updates on his Instagram and his YouTube channel, because let's face it, he was the most talked about guy at one point, for good and for bad. And I think he can bring his status back to that level again. And hopefully this comeback will be something that will be very memorable for him and the fans, and something that will be more long lasting, because I think he's in the right place now mentally. And that's why sometimes success at a young age is not necessarily a great thing. Some people can handle it. Some people are very mature. Jay Cutler is a very mature young guy. Some people can't. Some people, when they have success too young, they just emotionally are not ready for it, and they self-destruct. So some people can self-destruct, but then make a great comeback, and that seems to be the story of Calum Von Moger. So I'm super excited once again to see what he's going to bring to the next chapter of his life. Where we're going to see him on stage next is going to be exciting. He should probably start teasing us a little bit so that we get interested. And then, of course, will he make it to the Olympia this year? That's a possibility. There's a lot of classic physique competitions before the Olympia. Will he qualify and make it to Vegas this year? That would be probably one of the biggest comeback stories in our entire industry. So a lot of excitement coming out of the Calum Von Moger camp. Stay tuned. We'll try to keep you guys updated as we get more information. Dave Palumbo with an RX Muscle news update.